How comes that this guy, in this case the cello, is considered to be one of the most beautiful instruments on earth and in history? Because of its sound. So in today's video we will talk about the sound and how we can create a great, clear, beautiful and round sound. I will give you as well a few tips and basic exercises in order to take your sound to the next level. Before we proceed with the tips and the exercise, there's one thing that I want to mention. Some of us, including me sometimes, we complain that our instrument, so this guy over here, is not good enough. Well, that is wrong. We can make any cello sound good. This all depends on the player, the one who is sitting behind the instrument. Of course, there are shitty eBay or Amazon cellos that you can buy and they sound like crap. But if you want to play good and you want to have a good sound on the cello, then well, you have to invest some money into a good or a decent cello. But alright, anyway, let's go here with the tips. And the first tip here is posture. The way how you sit behind the cello. The way you sit behind your cello plays a crucial role for your sound improvement. We need to sit free, so we need to be free without any tension at all. See, that's why posture is very important. Sit straight, but in the meantime, feel free. Now, the next thing that I want to say here is play open strings. Yes, I know, open strings. It is boring sometimes, but that is essential. Including, I always play open strings when I start my day on the cello. Like 10 minutes, 15 minutes per day to find the vibe. The vibration, in other words. When you play open strings, you need to feel the vibration on it. You need to make it circle, so make sure that you really dig in the string. Make it vibrate. Always imagine that you're in a big concert hall and that you want to play for that person that is sitting in the last row. Play with it, experiment with it, try to search the right, great, round sound that you wish to hear. And always remember, no tension and always be free. Now I'm gonna give you a weird but funny exercise in order to develop that deep sound, that vibration sound, and in the meantime to take out the tension. And now that other weird but funny exercise to do. So make sure that there is something inside that gives some weight. I don't know, some potatoes or some books in order to feel a weight. So on the moment you put that thing on your elbow here, you will feel this heaviness. So now let's try. Weird, isn't it? But I guarantee you, this really works and this will improve your sound and flexibility. You can ask to some of my students and they all will answer, yeah, that worked. So why the heck did I just use a bag around my elbow? That's the question you might ask, right? That is because the sound, of course, we have the arm here, but the sound comes from the elbow, together, of course, with the flexibility into the fingers and the wrist. This all together. So no stiffness, it all comes here. So that's why I wanted you to do this exercise with the back, so you feel that weight, so that you really feel that digging inside the string. What I just mentioned before, stiffness, well, I'm gonna talk a little bit about that here. So stiffness is a common mistake that I often see when I'm teaching in lessons or master classes, is when the student has a stiff arm. So everything, they play everything with the arm, they play like that. Don't use the arm, the whole arm, so don't be stiff. Instead, open it. This is very important, that you open the sound. So, can you see? So you need to open that motion here, that motion. So don't play like that, because you will get a stiff sound and the cello is not going to sound as it should be. Now let's talk about shoulders. Actually, this of course has to do with posture. So watch that section again where I'm showing about the posture itself, and then you will get the point. But again, it's very important. So what I often see in students is that they have stiff shoulders, so they get blocked, they get nervous, and then you get this sound. When you have stiff shoulders, then everything else gets stiff, and then you are very limited. No, instead, try to find this freedom in your shoulders and go. So this is important, because when you are free, then your sound goes free as well. So remember that free shoulders means free sound. Now, a last thing that I have to say here is don't swim with the bow on the strings. What do I mean with that? Well, it's easy. Let me show you here 2 examples. So one is with a swimming bow on the strings, and the other one is a straight bow on the string. So this is the swimming one. Let's just take a scale. With a straight bow. And so on. Did you hear the difference? What it does? So when you swim, you lose control, and then you get this weird sound and not deep at all, and that's not the sound that you wish. So keep it straight, keep it parallel to the bridge. So anyway, if you have a mirror, I suggest use that mirror, put it in front of you and check yourself out with open strings, with whatever piece you want. Just check it out and make sure that it's more or less straight. If by any chance you don't have access to a mirror, well, there is this mobile phone always. You can just record yourself and then afterwards watch the video and you see if your bow is not straight. But the best, of course, is get a mirror in front of you. That would be the best option. So anyway, my conclusion about this is that to find a great sound, this doesn't come like overnight, you know, from tonight to tomorrow. No, this is something that you need to experiment, play with it, like try different angles, try different exercises. But the most important here is be flexible. Flexible, freedom, liberty. This is the most important thing here in this video that I want to talk today. So it's all about how you sit behind the cello. So when you're blocked, no. You need to sit straight, free. Because again, also a common mistake is that people, you know, they watch like that. And then, you know, everything gets... Try to not to look here and just go... course, sometimes you can look, but don't look too much, because there is nothing more terrible to see a cellist playing like that the whole time. No, it's nicer also visually when you go to a concert and you see a cellist like, I don't know, Paulo Fernandez or other guys, you know, that are amazing, and they just play, you know, they just play for the whole, they play for the public, they play for themselves. They just enjoy the moment. I mean, it's easier said than done, but everything comes with training. So play with it, experiment with it, see on which part of the, I even don't know how it's called in English, this, so if somebody can help me, I would highly appreciate it. But play with it, try to find it. To the fingerboard, I wouldn't suggest, because then you get this sound. Well, it depends in the context, it depends on the music, it depends on the dynamic, it depends on a lot of things. Also, not too close to the bridge in order to avoid. So try to find it, but the most important is feel free and just play as you would play in a big concert hall for that person there who is like about, I don't know, 50, 100 meters away from you, so that he can hear every note that you're speaking. Well, I hope that you found this lesson useful and helpful, and I hope that, well, whatever I said, it made some sense at least. But this is very important, freedom, posture behind your cello. This is extremely important. I can say so many more things about that, but as I said before, this doesn't come overnight, you know. Like for this, you know, you need a good teacher. But the most important is the best teacher is yourself. So open your ears. Your ears are your best weapon. In case you don't hear yourself, record yourself. Although with recordings always, you know, there is a loss of quality of sound. But try to listen. Don't let any notes escape. This is the most important. All right, guys? And with that, I would like to thank you for watching this video. If you like this video, smash that like button. Subscribe if you want to see more great cello content, and I'll see you in the next lesson then. See you and have a great practice. Bye bye.